We are working on the enterprise structure, and we are creating every entity manually. Initially, we created with the reference data set. Actually, there are two different reference data sets are available that is common in enterprise. They are predefined. And along with those two, we also created our own reference data set also. And then later we created one location only, but in real time, you end up in creating multiple locations. And we created one enterprise, nothing but we have edited the existing enterprise because new enterprise creation is not allowed because only one enterprise can be created in the application. And after that, we created legal address and we created the legal company. Okay. We completed from step number 1 to step number 5. Okay. So next configuration is the ledger configuration. Ledger setup. So before we create a ledger, we need currency. First of all, what is meant by ledger? Ledger containing all the company financial transactions. So these financial transactions, you are going to store under which currency? You maintain under which currency? Is that INR or USD? That's nothing but the currency, ledger currency. And after that, calendar. What is your company financial calendar? Financial calendar, whether it is April to March in India, what's the financial calendar? April to March, and in foreign countries, some countries it's January to December. What is the financial year calendar? And then what is chart of account? And then SLA. The chart of account is nothing but it's actually breakup. It's actually a breakup of your financial transactions. Breakup of your financial transactions. Breakup in the sense you have multiple companies. Let's take TechLead site itself. We are into training. Okay. We are into training and we are also into consulting services. Nothing but we provide trainings. We also place the resources. We are into consulting services also. For training, I'm going to give a account code of 01. And for consulting, I'm going to give account code of 02. Okay. And another training, which products I'm offering, SCM and finance course, and then HCM. These are the different courses I'm offering. So for these courses, I'm going to enter the account as, I think better if I explain this, if I show it in the application, that's really good. Let me show this in the application. Okay. Okay. Now, I would like to, this is a demo instance, right? I would like to log into the demo user. Today I see less attendance. Please connect to the classes regularly. I know this is the demo user, right? And I want to log into this demo user. Stop the screen share. This new instance, we got it from Oracle just before the session, Dev 43. My team will provide this instance access to you shortly. I request all of you to practice enterprise structure minimum 2 times. So you can practice in Dev 23, the current instance, and new instance is Dev 43. Okay. Dev 43 is the new instance too.
Yes, sir.
Please practice in both the instances.
Yeah.
Krishna, while we are waiting for this, just a curious question. What is the difference between Dev 23 and Dev 43? Is it same or different, just a different instance, or any upgrades have been done?
Same instance only. Suppose in case if one is slow, you can use the other instance. And then you have to practice multiple times also. So you practice one time in one instance and you practice second time in the other instance.
Got it.
Okay, now I'll show you a screen. In that screen, I'll give an example of the chart of account. And in the screen, if you see here, yeah, company. So this transaction, the transaction that you are performing, it should go to which company and it should go to which line of business. Okay, the companies, you see company details, I'll show you. It's a Canada company or Argentina company or a fitness company or a health company. So the transaction has to go to which company and it belongs to which line of business, and it should hit which account also. It should hit, it's a cash account or investment account or a clearing account. What type of account is that? Cost center is nothing but department. The transaction belongs to which department? Development department or operations department. Okay, it belongs to which product? So this is breakup, basically. So this particular structure we configure using the chart of account. How you wanted to see your financial statements, your financial reports, you want to see by company wise, you want to see by department wise, you want to see by product wise, you want to see by line of business or account wise. So it's a breakup of the financial transactions. And in how many entities we are breaking up here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 6 only, right? Totally 6 is there. So these 6 are called as segments. Suppose I would like to see my financial data based on the category wise also. I would like to see based on the product category wise also. Then I should create one more segment. I should create one more segment along with this 6 segments. So in the chart of account setup, basically we have to create a segments. How many segments that you want? So we can actually create 30 segments also. But on an average, I have seen around 10 segments. The more segments that you create, you are introducing the more complexity. That's why maximum 10 segments are enough. And Oracle is not suggesting to go more than that also. So 10 segments breakup is fine. So as part of this configuration, we have to create a segments. Not only creating the segments, we have to create the values inside each segment. Values in the sense, suppose, as I mentioned, let's take an example of the cost center, the department example. See here, development department is represented with which account? 130. Food and commercials, 131 is the account. So we have to create all these values in the application. Okay, marketing, sales department is 408. I mean, you can enter your own number for the sales department. You need not to go with the 408 only. You can enter your own number. As part of the chart of account, we have to create the values inside every segment. Company segment value, cost center segment value, account values, all we have to create. That is a chart of account setup. So here, manually, I'm selecting the account here. Okay. But in some transactions, we can write the rules. We can write the rules for some transactions. Rules in the sense, suppose if the transaction is for the Hyderabad inventory ordination, then it has to hit so-and-so account. It has to hit so-and-so account. If it is for Bangalore ordination, it has to hit so-and-so account. We can write the rules in the SLA. In the SLA, you have written the rules, right? As per that rule, automatically system is gonna post the transaction to that particular account. So here I have entered manually. But in some transactions, we don't enter manually. Automatically, system is going to derive the account based on the SLA rules. Based on the SLA rules. So here, let's take, I have created these 2 rules, Hyderabad and Bangalore. If the transaction belongs to Hyderabad organization, then it has to post to this account. If the transaction is for Bangalore, it has to post to this account. Okay. So chart of account is nothing but basically creating the structure. basically creating the structure, and SLA is nothing but automatically deriving the account. SLA stands for subledger accounting. So what is the significance of SLA? You are automatically, please note it down. You're automatically deriving the accounts for the transactions. Okay. I think I used to maintain a separate notepad, right? So let's maintain the data in only one single notepad. I think I forgot to upload the yesterday one into the portal. Suppose at the end of the class, if I forgot, please remember me. I will upload into the drive team, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Krishna.
Okay. So before we create a ledger, we need all these four to be created in the application: currency, and then calendar. And as part of the chart of account setup, we need to create that the structure, nothing but segments, and inside the segment values. And then as part of the SLA, we have to write the rules. So this ledger configuration is financial consultant work, right? So in real time, it's financial consultant, it's not supply chain. So if you are having, as a supply chain consultant, if you're having basic knowledge, that is enough. I'm trying to give you the basic knowledge. Okay. This is not our responsibility in real time. I'm navigating to setup and maintenance. The first one is currency. From the setup and maintenance, I'm selecting the financials. And from the financials, you remember we worked on this task list, and also we worked on this task list. Now we are working on this task list, financial reporting structure. So here, click on manage currencies. Manage currencies. In the system, already currencies are available. We need not to create actually. INR. See here, it's a seeded data. Already currencies are available. We need not to create any currency. They are predefined in the application. Until unless if any new country has launched a new currency, then we have to create. Otherwise, all the currencies are available in the application. So currencies, what we can do, we can use the predefined currency, correct? Need not to define. Let's use the predefined currency. Now, coming to the calendar. Next is calendar, same task list. Same task list. And manage accounting calendars. Manage accounting calendars. I'm creating a financial calendar here. Enter the name of the calendar. And start date. I'm creating this calendar from January 1st. From January 1st. So my financial calendar is from, or maybe let's create from April itself, from April 1st. April to March. Enter the name of the calendar. If you want, you can enter the description and enter the start date of the calendar, the start date. And period frequency is nothing but normally we are going to verify all the financial transactions on monthly basis and later at the year end, correct? We maintain monthly basis and later at the year end. So the period frequency, let it be monthly only. Let it be monthly only because I would like to verify all the transactions. I want to reconcile everything on monthly basis. Let it be monthly only. And then first period. What is the first period here? April 23. You see the name here, April 23 is the first period. Like that, in a financial year, how many periods would be there, team? In a
12.
financial year, how many periods would be there?
12 periods.
12 periods. Okay. And this is nothing but separator, nothing but, between April to year, there is a separator. So you can use the slash, or you can use none, or you can use hyphen, and you want to use any prefix you want to use before the period. I don't want any prefix. Okay, I'm leaving it empty. Now, along with the 12 periods, we can also have one adjustment period. So what is the importance of the adjustment period? So adjustment period, I'll tell you. I would like to have only one adjustment period at the end. If you want, you can also have two at the end, or you can have one adjustment period in the middle of the year also, one at the year end. Okay, different options are there, but I'm going with one adjustment period at the year end. I'm selecting that. I'm clicking on the next button. So here system has automatically created me the periods here. See here, April 23, May 23. But year it is showing 2024. Year is displaying wrong here, but the date is displaying correct here. It could be because our periods are overlapping with the next year also. Because we have till March, right? It should display here 2023, and then after that 2024 for the January. It should display like that. But the date,
Again, I might be guessing it's a tax year. Next financial tax year is 2023,
Assessment.
2024, right? Yeah.
kind of assessment here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is a period name, April, May, June. Okay. And you can see the start date from April 1st to April 30th. And in case of May, 31 days are there. So here you can see May 31 is the last day of this month. And after that, you see March. And since we selected one adjustment period at the year end, we selected one adjustment period at the year end, right? That's why system also created adjustment period. This period is called as a 13th period. It's called as a 13th period. And what is the date of this 13th period? Last day of the financial year. Last day of the financial year. So this 13th period, the purpose is in the last day of the financial year, all the adjustments we process into this adjustment period, and then we close our financial year. What our financial consultants are going to do? They post all the adjustments in the last day of the financial year, nothing but in this adjustment period, and then they close that financial year book. Okay. Now I'm naming it as adjustment period 24, nothing but 2024, and this is a 13th period. And an indication is this checkbox. For the normal periods, no checkbox is there. For the adjustment period, there is a checkbox. Like this, you can have adjustment period in the middle of the year also, middle of the year 1, and at the end of the year 1, or maybe at the end of the year, you can have 2. But whatever the option you have selected in the previous screen, accordingly, the adjustment period will be created here. Okay. That's it. I'm saving this record. I selected only one. That's why one adjustment period got created here. Next configuration is chart of account. So we are just done with the currency. But I missed one configuration in the middle. The 6th step I missed. I missed the 6th step. We'll do one thing. We'll finish the ledger, and then later we'll do the 6th step. I did the 7th one, and I did the 8th one. Okay. Now we have to do the chart of account setup. For the chart of account setup, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 configurations are there. See, I have highlighted here. Totally 5 configurations are there. So here, you see how many segments here, team?
6.
6.
Six
Maximum, how many we can create?
30.
30. But on our is, I've seen 10 segments.
Yeah.
10 segments for the most of the clients. So here, these financial report breakup, the financial report breakup, how many segments they want or how they wanted to see the financial reports, it depends upon the discussion between 3 fellows. One is your financial consultant and client side company auditor, because ultimately who should approve these financial statements? The company auditor, the client side, and the client side, the finance manager. So these 3 people sit together and they will discuss and they will finalize how many segments they want. Okay. And here, these segments also identified based on the country also. From country to country, the way of submitting the financial statements to the government is different. So based on the country also, some additional segments we may need to add in our chart of account. It's a discussion between these 3 pillows, and then based on the country also, the segments we need to create. And also, this is used to track the financial transactions breakup. Now, the first setup is, as part of our practice purpose, I would like to go with the 3 segments only. One is company, and another one is department, and then another one is account. So out of these 3 segments, I mark 2 segments as mandatory. Nothing but in every structure, company segment is mandatory, account segment is mandatory. These 2 should be there. Remaining segments is up to you, but every structure should contain these 2, company and account. And here I'm going with department. And if you want, you can also create one more segment. How many segments that you want, you can create. But these 3 are fine for our practice purpose. Company, department, and account. First of all, we have to create a value set. Sir, what is meant by value set? Value set is nothing but here, this segment is containing the values, right? This is called as a value set. I'm going to create this value set in the application. Now, same task list. We done with the currency. Did we create it? No, we are taking the predefined one. Now coming to the calendar, we created a calendar. Now, as part of the chart of account setup, what is the first setup? We have to create a value sets. It is the first configuration. Main is chart of accounts, value sets. Main is chart of account value sets. And then click on new. Click on new. I'm creating a value set. I'm entering the name 53K. I'm creating this value set for company. Company value set. And then description I'm entering. And a module. So this is as part of the general ledger. General ledger is actually a financial module. So ledger, who is gonna maintain in the real time? Financial. So general ledger is the financial model actually. Give me a second. Enter the value set name, description, and module I'm selecting as general ledger. After that, validation type. The validation type is nothing but you are entering the values in this value set manually. Yes. So you can select independent. Otherwise, are you getting the values from any table? Are you getting the values from the table? You're fetching the values from the table, then you have to select the table. But we are planning to enter manually. So I'm selecting the independent here. I'm selecting the independent because I'm going to enter the values manually inside this value set. Now, validation data type, it's a date. It's a date or date and time. No, right? It's a values we are going to planning to enter. I'm selecting the character. I'm selecting the character data type. And validation type, you can select the text. Select the text and maximum how many character length you want to use here. 2 character length. That means totally how many companies we can create maximum? 99 companies only. If you enter 3, you can create 999 companies. Okay. 2 is fine because 99 companies is nothing but really big business. I'm entering 2. And click on save. Don't worry. I'm going to create a value set 3 times. 3 times because I'm creating the value set for company. Later on, I should create for department. I should create for account also. So this will be repeated for 3 times. I'm saving. Click on manage values. And I'm going to create values here. I'm hitting the plus button. So for 01, I'm entering training. For 02, I'm entering it is my consulting services, consulting company. For 03, I'm creating like placements. 04, I'm creating my company as foreign studies. Nothing but I send students to abroad also. I send students to the abroad also. So I created some companies here. Like this, how many companies can be created? 99 companies can be created. So I'm going to track each company performance, right? On monthly basis or yearly basis, I'm going to track how my training company is doing, how my consulting placement company is doing, how my foreign studies company is doing. I'm going to track all the expenses and all the sales or profit, everything for all these companies. I created a company value set. Now, next I'm going to create. I'm creating again. Now, which value set we should create? Let's create a department value set. Now you understood, right? What is meant by value set? Value set is nothing but it's holding the values. Model which I should select here. General ledger. So here validation type, we are selecting independent. Why we are selecting independent? Because values we are entering there independently. Are we fetching the values from the table? No. We are entering the values there independently. And then data type, if you select character, there you can enter. I have entered my companies as 01 like that, right? I have entered 01, 02. I have entered like this. If it is a character, it will allow alphanumeric. Alphanumeric in the sense you can enter A1, A2 like that. A3. Alphanumeric it will allow. It will allow if you select the data type as character. If you select the data type just number, that means you are only allowed to enter the number. You are not allowed to enter the character. So if you select character, you can enter a number, or you can enter a character, or you can enter a combination of character and number also. Okay. Now for the department 3. Maximum 3 length is fine. 3 character is okay for department. Click on save. and manage values. Sales department, 100 representing sales department. This number, it's basically it's your wish in the sense client will give you that. Client will give you that information. Okay, it need to be for always sales need not to be 100. It could be any number also. Sales department, marketing department, finance department, procurement department. Got it? HR department. Like that, we have to create all the departments in the application. So here I told you rapid implementation, right? Using the rapid implementation, we can upload all this. That's why financial consultants are using the rapid implementation. Because like this, many departments would be there. Quality department, security department, correct? Food department, many departments would be there. So manually, it is not feasible. That's why we can upload using the rapid implementation. What's the next value set? Account. Four character. Go to manage values. Salaries account. Rent account. Liability account. Payable account. Receivable account. Cash account. Okay, like that. Lot of accounts are there. Maybe it could be in thousands. Okay, lot of accounts are there. As a sample, I created few accounts here as a sample. Okay. Save and close. Now we are preparing for how many segments? We are doing this preparation for how many segments, team? Three segments. So if you want to create more than three, you have to create a value set. Suppose if you want to four value sets, you should create. Okay. Now, as part of the chart of account, we are done with the first setup. That's value set. Okay. Now, next setup is we have to create a structure, and after that, we have to create a structure instance. Okay. The structure is nothing but in the structure, we add all the segments. Okay. Now, let's come out of the value set setup, this one. And now next step is structure. They're in a sequence, actually, you see here. This is the first step. This is the second step. Manage chart of account structure. And here, do you see a plus button here, create button anywhere? No, right? You click on the search. Click on the search here. Then you see these buttons got enabled. Now we create a structure here. This is step number 2. And after that, step number 3, we perform from this button. Let's do step number 2 now. I'm going to manage structures. Click on new. Enter the name of the structure. Enter the name of the structure and then description. And the delimiter is nothing but separator between each segment. I would like to use hyphen, or if you want, you can use the dot also, dot or hyphen. I'm using dot as a separator between each segment. And the plus button is not enabled. Once I save it, the plus button get enabled. Now, what is the first segment team?
Company.
Company, okay. I entered company as a segment code. The moment I press tab, you see API name automatically defaulted. This API name is used for the integrations. You see here tooltip. This is used for the integrations, this API name, which will automatically default it. Okay. So segment code, segment name, description, and this is the first segment, right? Enter the sequence as first. Prompt also same. Short prompt in the sense you want to use like this. No, let it be the full name only. Display width. How many character we selected? 2 character. 2 character we selected. And this is which segment? This is the first segment. Select segment number 1. We created a value set, right? Attach the value set. Attach the value set to this segment. Now, to make this, to designate this segment as a company segment, we have to select a label. We have to select a label. We have to select a primary balancing segment label. If you give this label so that this segment will become the company segment, the main segment, primary balancing segment. Okay, this you have to remember. This you need to remember. Now this is the first segment. Similarly, I'm going to create next 2 segments under the structure. Again, hit the plus button. Next department, right?
Yeah.
Department, you know, API name automatically generated. It's used for the integrations. Name, I'm using the same. Description also same. Sequence number what?
3.
2.
3.
This is second segment, right?
Oh.
2. And then prompt, same name. Short prompt also same name. Display with how many character? 3 character. And this is which segment? Segment number
2.
2. Did we create a value set? Yes.
Yes.
To designate this segment as a department segment, we have to select a label called cost center. Cost center label we have to select. Okay. Now save it. Now, as part of the structure, we are planning to add one more segment, that is account. Click on the plus button. The API name is automatically generated. I'm filling the name, description, sequence, prompt, short prompt, display with how many character? 4 character. And this is segment number
3.
3. Attach the value set. And to designate this as an account segment, the label we should select is natural account. Natural account, that's it. 3 segments. So in our structure, I'm adding 3 segments because I would like to see my financial reports by company wise, by department wise, by account wise. Suppose if you wanted to see your financial reports based on the category wise. If you want to see by category wise, then you can also add the category also as a segment. Or you want to see based on the line of business also, you can also add line of business as separate segment in the structure. Okay, but for our practice purpose, these 3 are okay. These 3 are okay. So in every structure, company and account, these two segments are mandatory. You should have these two segments in every structure. Don't create any structure, please note it down. Don't create any structure without these two segments, okay?
Yes.
Please note it down. Every structure should contain company and account. Because some students, while practicing, they just create company account and they leave account segment. They won't create account segments. If you don't do like that, you'll get errors. Now we are done with the step number 2. The step number 3 is structure instance. Structure instance. Okay. To talk about the structure instance, we are talking about a ledger. Okay. I'm in India, and I'm also having operations in US also. How many ledgers I should create?
Two.
2 ledgers. Here I should create 1 ledger. Here I should have another ledger. 2 ledgers are required. And there is one more rule. I mean to say, there is one more way of identification. Why 2 ledgers are required? Because ledger is holding the currency, right? So for India, what is the currency? INR. For US, what is the currency? USD. USD. Okay, so here you have to capture the financial transactions in US dollars. Here you have to capture in Indian dollar. Sorry, Indian rupee. Okay. And here, if you don't have a, okay, suppose example, company, department, and account. These 3 segments we created. Both these ledgers are containing the same segments. So this is called as a global structure instance. Global structure instance, which means for all the countries, you are having the same segments. For all the countries, you are having the same segments. This is called as a global structure instance. Or you can have a this is kind of a reference data set concept itself. Now, you know, all of them we created under this, and this we attach to India, and this we attach to US, and this we attach to, let me take a space with clarity. This I will attach to US ledger, and again the same I will attach to the UK ledger also. Okay, that means every ledger is containing the same segments. So this is called as a global structure instance. We can also create, there is another situation, you know, for UK along with these 3 segments, you want one more additional segment. One more additional segment you want. In that case, I'm creating a structure instance and I'm selecting the new button. Here, if you are creating a global structure instance, just name it as global structure instance, and API name is automatically generated, and I'll enter the name and then description. That's it. We have segments where we have created segments in the structure, right? Select the structure here. Select the structure here, where we created our segments. Here we created our segments. All these three got defaulted from our structure. So in this situation, suppose in this situation, your structure instance should contain all these three segments, right? Now mark it as, now you mark it as required. I'm making it as required. When creating the India ledger, if I assign the structure instance, the India ledger is containing how many segments?
3 segments.
3 segments.
If the same structure instance, if it is attached to US ledger, then US ledger is containing how many segments?
3.
Same 3. Suppose for UK, I want along with this company department for UK, I want company and then department, and I want account segment. And for UK, not only these 3, I would like to have one more segment called category. I would like to see my financial reports by category wise. I would like to see by LOB, line of business wise also. So total extra how many?
2.
2. So here, how to achieve this configuration? What are the configurations are required for this? We have to create a UK structure instance, right? Right?
Yes.
Correct. We have to create a UK structure instance, and this UK structure instance has to be added to UK ledger. Okay. Now, I'm trying to create a UK structure instance now. The UK one. This is UK structure instance I'm creating. But where are those 2 segments, the extra 2 segments?
We need to create it again.
Yeah. First, we have to add those 2 segments under where? First, you have to add in your structure.
Structure.
First, you have to add under your structure. If you add under your structure, that will be defaulted to here. That will be defaulted to here. Okay, suppose example, let's take this in a different way. Suppose for UK, category and LOB I'm removing. I don't want department. I want only company and account for UK. So how to handle this situation? Question is clear?
Yeah.
Mark as unrequired department.
Correct. So we don't want department, right? So only for company you enable required, and only for account you enable required. For department, don't enable required. Don't enable the required one. That means for UK, you don't want this segment. So basically, all the segments for all the countries, for all the ledgers, whatever the segments that you wanted to use, all those segments you have to create in your structure. And under the structure instance, you have to select which segment is required for that ledger. Clear? Every segment should present in your structure. And in the structure instance level, we are selecting which segment is required for that country. For UK, you want which segment? For US, you want which segment? For India, you want which segment? Okay. Clear the difference between structure and structure instance?
Yes.
So we don't assign structure to the ledger. What we are assigning the structure instance to the ledger. The structure instance should have a mandatory segments. So in this structure instance, how many mandatory segments are there? Company and account. That means this UK structure is containing 2 segments. These 2 segments are used for which ledger? UK ledger. Because this UK structure instance we are assigning to UK ledger. That means UK ledger is containing 2 segments. Okay. Clear the difference between structure and structure instance? Good.
Yes.
Yes.
Freshers, beginners, you're good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is little, this is the finance topic. Little, kind of a dry topic for you. I create a structure here and then structure instance here. Now deploy it. Deploy it. As part of the chart of account, we are done with how many steps? The first 4 steps. Value set, structure and structure instance. Structure instance you can create globally only one, and that can be used for all the ledgers, or you can create locally also, nothing but specific to every country. You can create a local structure instances also. Okay. We are in the deployment step. The first 4 steps we completed. Now, if I have to perform 5th step means I should wait for this deployment. Let it deploy. It may take a few minutes time. After this, I'll go to the step number 5. Yeah, now I'll take questions. Go ahead.
Sir, do we need this module? I mean, this financial, this thing mandatory as a supply chain consultant?
Not mandatory. Just if you're having basic knowledge, that is enough. In
Okay,
real time, we don't configure and we don't maintain it in real time. Okay.
Okay.
Suppose if you don't want to practice this, later I'll tell you how you can what is the way to ignore this. Later I will tell you. But I suggest you to practice at least once.
Okay, sir.
Any more questions?
Krishna, I have one question.
Hmm.
While creating the segments, we are selecting a segment label, right? For account, it is a natural account.
Yes, madam.
For a, let's say, for example, if client would like to create a line of business segment, what could be the segment label?
For
Custom
for
segments.
no, madam, not required. Actually, for
Okay.
every segment, label is not required. For every segment, only for some segments only the label is required. Okay. Let us take intercompany segment is there. For intercompany segment, label is not required. Only for these company and department and account, and I think there are another 2-3 are there. In those cases only we need to select the segment label. For every segment, not required.
Thank you.
And I know only this much. Extra even I don't know. Okay.
So Krishna, the global structure that you created, right,
Okay.
which has a company and I think it was accounts and one more. So this hierarchy, this is like a hierarchy, right? It's a company and then the department and then the accounts within the department, isn't it?
Mm.
Because you gave certain values. You remember you created
Yeah,
values.
I gave values, but if I say hierarchy, you may think like there is an interconnection between all of them. But I don't want to conclude it like a hierarchy. What's the question?
That's a question, whether this is a hierarchy or this is an independent entities. As in-
Independent. Independent.
So a company, for a business unit, you have a company by itself and then account section and then the departments under the company, right? Departments are always under the company.
Suppose let's take how many companies I created. I created 4 companies.
Yes.
And I created a couple of departments.
Yeah.
All those departments, can be for the same company also, right? Or maybe they all, suppose let's take sales department. I have a sales department handling all those 4 companies. One sales department handling those 4 companies, or I may have a different sales departments also. Clear?
That's what. So is it was it global or was it specific to a BU is what I was thinking.
You're actually mixing it up, madam.
Yeah, so if you can kindly explain that.
I don't know how to explain it also sometimes,
Krishna, these are the segments now that for different view, like mandatory are 2, which you told. One is department account, and others we can change as per the requirement of the business.
Yes, company and account is same and remaining we can change.
So these are the segments of which we can change according to business, what is the view,
Yes.
and according to business.
Yes. We can change. And coming to Mamata question, you are saying that it's a dependent or independent, right? That's your question.
Yeah, that is that
So-
hierarchical, because it looks like an org structure for me. It looks like I have a company, I have departments and I have accounts for each of the departments.
When you say dependent, what do you meant by that? Suppose let's take a company and then let's take a department.
See, while creating the chart of account segments, we have a value set where we can define, say, independent or the dependent. If it is a cascade value, we can always create a segment value set as a dependent value set as well.
I think if we explain in that way, she may not be able to understand.
Because what
That's
she's
it.
saying, okay, in the company, like maybe having a department according to the company value, then it's a cascade value set. Like maybe like in natural account, we can have a one more segment called say sub account, like a communication expenses as an account code. And then maybe I want to have a cascade value under the communication expense, maybe telex or a phone or internet or other part. Then it can be dependent as hierarchical as a cascade value.
Good, madam?
I'm okay, I'll do my research, Krishna.
No.
But I still don't understand.
No,
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Hierarchical means like one after the, you can, while creating a chart of account structure, you can define your own sequence of accounting segments.
See,
And
for example,
yeah.
see what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Go ahead
is
with your
Nike.
example. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let's say Nike, right?
Mhm.
Nike has business units in China and let's say in India.
Okay.
Okay. And they have apparel and footwear separate.
Okay.
Okay. And they manage their business unit by product. Like they have Nike as a headquarters and then they have apparel separately and then footwear separately. And under apparel, they have regions.
One
And
second,
for
madam.
footwear.
Let me put into notepad here for everybody understanding.
Yeah.
Okay. You're taking up 2 companies example. What are those?
Nike has a division, right?
Okay.
It has an apparel division and a footwear division.
Okay. So then division is a segment here.
Yes. And then for each divisions, they could have in different regions, right? In India, in China, and
Okay. Then you have to have a region also separate segment.
Correct.
Okay. In the chart of account. Okay.
Yeah, and in India,
Mm.
and it's a different hierarchical structure, and in Asia, in China, it's a different hierarchical structure. In the way they manage their individual business units.
Okay.
How would I achieve that here is what I'm thinking.
Not clear with your example, madam, to explain it further.
No, in India, I could have, departments. In the US, I could have maybe departments and categories. Let's say I'm just throwing it out there. It's a different org structure within India business unit
Yeah,
versus a different org structure within US.
yeah. What you are saying is in India, yes, you can have a separate segments, and for other country, you can have a separate segments. That's what you are trying to say.
Yeah.
Java
So,
section itself is a different one.
so where I was coming to was when you build the 53K structure, which is a global structure,
Mm.
it should be a union of all the BUs structure. And as I create an instance for a particular BU, I mark whether required or not.
Actually, don't say BU here. If you say BU here, other confusions may arise here. Okay. Let's say ledger itself. Under that ledger, you have a BUs. Okay. Let's say ledger itself.
Okay.
Suppose in the global structure, I have these three segments, right? So this will be assigning to India and then US and then UK. Suppose if I assign same to UK, they all follow the same. Here in the company, what you can also do is in the company segment, you can create a values like this. Let me tell you like this. US for US one value 01. Okay, for India 02, and for UK something called 03. You can create a values based on the region also like this.
Okay.
Like this you can create.
Okay. Okay, Krishna.
I think
Thank you.
I'm not able to. I'm
It's
still
okay,
not able
Krishna.
to accept that.
Yeah.
I'm not able to explain you properly.
No, I
Question.
think I get the structure. So it's
Okay.
all right, Krishna. Yeah, I'll just look up some things and I'll
No,
come
no,
back to you if I have more
we'll do
doubts
one
on it,
thing.
okay?
We'll discuss at the
Yes.
end. Okay.
Yeah,
Let
no
me.
problem.
I would like to finish one more topic.
Sure, no problem.
I'll finish that and then we'll discuss it.
Sure, thanks.
Okay. I would like to finish this topic team for today. Once I'm done, we'll discuss that, madam. Value set qualifier. The fifth one. Let's finish this. The deployment still is in progress. Huh? You'll get errors here when your structure is not having a company or account segment. You will get errors here. Make sure you have both segments in your structure.
Krishna, is it possible to link these financial terms like ledger segments and then this thing to actually org structure? Is it possible that way?
Later we have to do it. We have to link up it after the configuration.
No, I mean, as a app, we need to, but just for understanding purpose, is it possible to, instead of, I don't know what a segment means, right? I mean, maybe it's a purely financial term. For me, as Mamta was saying, maybe I think of segment as a business unit or a country or, region. Or maybe it's something else, totally something else, right? So that's where I was thinking of. But when as you said, if you're going to link it to structure or structure, let's see how it gets linked. Thanks.
I'm trying to finish the fifth step. Okay, it's already again, the time constraint is again on me. If I don't complete the session on time, I get banged by you people itself. Let me finish the fifth one, and then we'll discuss the other things. So this one, manage chart of account value set values. This is the configuration. So here, I'm fetching all my value sets which I have created. So I'm fetching the company value set. I'm fetching the company value set values. And click on search. So how many values we created? We created 4 values. Okay. For these 4 values, now you have the transactions from this company, from training company, you want to post it to ledger. You want to post it to ledger, yes. You want to allow budgeting. You want to allow budgeting for this company, select yes. And summary, it's actually a reconciliation. It's a pure financial terminology. That's why I don't want to explain. Suppose if there are 2 companies are there, you can actually summarize those 2 companies, like a parent and child relationship also. I don't want to get much depth of this. That's why I'm just selecting no. For every value, what I'm doing, I'm selecting summary no, and allow posting yes, and allow budgeting yes. Here also no, same value I'm selecting. So allow posting is nothing but any transaction that you are performing against this company, it has to be posted to the ledger book or not. And this is about budgeting. We can do the budgeting for that company. And summary is nothing but, as I mentioned, we can combine, or in your layman example, we can combine 2 companies, we can summarize it. Okay. I don't want to explain more depth of that. So summary, I don't want, that's why I'm selecting no here. But for every segment, I'm selecting the same value. Now, next is department. For the department also, you see same values, summary no, allow posting yes, allow budgeting yes. Summary no, allow posting yes, allow budgeting yes. Summary no, allow posting to ledger yes, allow budgeting is also yes for this company. Now next is the account segment values. I'm selecting the account, and if I go to manage values, coming to account segment, you see few additional selections here along with this. I'm selecting summary no, allow posting yes, allow budgeting yes, and this is salaries account, right? This is salaries account. It's an expense account or revenue account or liability account. What type of account is this?
Expense.
It's an expense account. Salaries is an expense to the company. That's why you select the account type as expense. So in case of account segment values, along with this summary, allow posting, allow budgeting, you have additional 3 values, that is account type, third party control, reconciliation. Okay. I am selecting the account type as expense for the salaries account. Third party control, I'm selecting no. And reconciliation also I'm selecting no. Next value, rent account. Rent account is what type of account is that? It's a revenue account. Rent is an expense, right? It is also an expense.
Yes.
Now coming to the liability account.
Liability.
Expense.
It's a liability. It's a company liability. Okay. Third party control, I'm selecting no. Reconciliation, I'm selecting no. And the payable account, the outstanding payments. It's also a liability actually. Outstanding payment is a liability to the company. Okay. So what is extra here? Account type. And then third-party control and reconciliation. Third-party control, reconciliation, I'm selecting no. And account type, I'm selecting based on the type of account it is. So this is salaries is an expense to the company. Rent is also expense to the company. Liability is also an outstanding payment. Payables account is also an outstanding account. That's why it's a liability account only. Okay. Click on save and close. You know, for company and department, you have same values, but for account, you have extra value selections here. That is about chart of account. I'll quickly recap what I discussed today, and later we can discuss on the other things. So coming to currency, did we create a new currency? No, we took the existing currency. We took the existing currency, and coming to the calendar, we created a financial calendar, and our financial calendar we started from April to March. And after that, we are working on the chart of account setup. And in the chart of account setup, how many segments I decided to create? 3 segments. For the 3 segments, I created 3 value sets. And then later I have created the structure. Under the structure, I have added all my 3 segments. I have added all my 3 segments under the structure instance. Under the structure instance, I created what type of structure instance theme? I created global structure instance. Because for all my ledgers, the segments are same. That's why I created global structure instance. So this global structure instance, what I do, I assign to all my ledgers. And then later deployment, after the deployment, I selected the values. Values in the sense for the company values, summary no, yellow posting yes, yellow budgeting yes, like that we selected the values for all those values that we created as part of the value set. So that is about the chart of account for today. It's already 8:23. I would like to stop this session and I'm done with today. And we have uploaded another instance into the learning portal. The new instance that is Dev 64. This we uploaded into the learning portal. So we have 2 instances now. What are those? Dev 23 and then Dev 64. You can use any of these 2 instances, but I suggest you to practice here one time and second time you practice here. Both instances are same, no difference. But sometimes this instance may be fast or sometimes this instance may be fast. So instead of wasting your time, you can use the instance which is fast. Okay. And one more update I would like to give all of you regarding the sign on. This I have explained already. Again, I'm explaining to all of you. So here I have already logged in, right? Here I have already logged in. Suppose if I try to log in from another browser, it will not allow me. I'm trying to sign in from here. Everyone with me, please listen to this. I'm trying to sign in here. I'm clicking on the login button. I'm trying to sign in from another browser. It will not allow me to log in. It will ask me to enter the verification code. This verification code, we actually use it to send to your email address. But right now we are facing some challenges because our developer is throwing the ball to the GoDaddy and GoDaddy again throwing the ball to our developer. We are unable to find the root cause. That's the reason we are not able to send the verification code to your email ID. Okay. So till we fix this issue, what you do is after you watch the videos, please log out or use the same browser every time. Okay. Or use the same browser every time, or else you better log out from this browser, the browser where you logged in, and then you try with the sign in with a new browser. It will allow you. Understood?
Yes.
Understood, team?
Yes, Krishna.
Yes, sir.
So we don't have time for today to verify your practice status. Any practice doubts?
Yes, Krishna, Rahim.
All right, tell me.
Yeah, actually, yesterday have asked about that sandbox issue, right? So I
I
have
would like to explain your issue. I mean, your question, but you said you don't have time.
Sorry, Krishna, I have a meeting now and I have to prepare for that. So
Okay.
we
Okay.
will take it some other time, Krishna, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Apurva, if you want, you can stay back. Okay. I'll try to clarify you. Go ahead, Rahim.
So already the sandbox which is already published, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the current sandbox I have created a new sandbox.
Okay.
I have fixed that one. I am in the sandbox mode. My doubt here is like, am I able to publish the previous sandbox which is already? Can I able to deploy the previous sandbox which is already published?
On the publisher sandbox, you are not able to do anything. Okay. You already published. Why you want to republish, I don't know. But once you publish the sandbox, you are not able to touch it also. Okay.
That's it.
Any more practice doubts, team?
Krishna, where do we upload all these assignments? Can you show me the location?
No, madam, you have to email me. I have given my email address yesterday to you, right? You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, email me.
Okay.
I'm sharing my email address again in the chat. Okay.
Yeah.
So please take that email address, krishnafusion@gmail.com.
Krishna, tomorrow we have class.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm taking the class. Yes.
Thank you.
Tomorrow I'm taking the class. Yes. Okay, so I'll verify your I'll try to verify your practice status tomorrow. I don't have time today.
Sir, Krishna, this is Apurva. Actually, today is my first day here.
Okay.
So I understand the session, and yesterday Padma shared me 3-4 sessions.
Okay.
So that also I understand. So what do you suggest? Have you covered any major topics? So, can I continue with the same batch? What do you suggest that one? I understand that one, and
I would suggest you to finish off all the videos that is discussed till today, because we are also coming to a weekend. So you can utilize tomorrow and after tomorrow.
Okay.
And finish all those videos. Like you have to spend 8 hours.
Okay.
And finish everything so that by Monday you will get full clarity.
Okay.
By the Monday session. Okay.
Thank you, Krishna. That's it.
Okay.
Sir, Rahim said small. Actually, like inventory and sub-inventory, you have told like inventory is a branch and sub-inventory, we consider it as an warehouse, right?
Okay.
So this branch can be like considered as a warehouse as well, or
No, see, once we will do one thing, okay. Once we finish to all of you, okay. Once we configure our enterprise structure, once we start using all these entities, then you'll get all the clarity. If you're having any small confusions, and if you're missing any small clarity, don't worry. You just simply follow whatever I'm explaining. Later, when we are using it, you get 100% clarity. What is up? Because we start using it, you'll understand the purpose of that, exact purpose of that. Unless I tell you many times, or I'll tell you, give some more examples also, still you have some understanding gap, right? Unless we practically use it. Let's use all these entities, because on top of our enterprise structure, I'm going to show you all the business transactions. All the transactions I'm going to show you on top of our enterprise structure only. So we are going to use the business unit or ledger or inventory organization or whatever we use it, then you'll understand.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So it's 8:30. Okay. If you're, I'll continue tomorrow to take the questions or other things, because my next batch is also waiting. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks, Krishna.